may want to show yourself.
Happy New Year and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Motlhokwane, Dineo, Mrs. M. Well, today I'm joined by Eric Paper, a brother, sister's best friend, a family friend. How are you?
Oh, good.
I'm all good.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any intro that will be needed. So,
Yeah.
today we're talking about relationships. Things that are straining our relationships, and we decide to keep quiet, sit back, and not do anything about them.
Okay.
And let me just take a U-turn a little bit, Can you please, because you've been in a relationship for 8 years, right? And there are a lot of things that has happened, more like you've experienced and everything, but I'm definitely sure that during that time that you were facing those problems and everything, you grew stronger with your partner.
Yeah.
Nothing was destroyed or damaged in the relationship, the hearts and everything, but your guys grew together. Can you tell me the most important thing when you face problems, challenges, like the most important thing that you guys need to do as a couple or as an individual for you to conquer each and every problem that you face in a relationship?
Yeah. For me, in all my challenges, I think what I think myself, I think, well, okay, cool. Is this growing? Is this good for the relationship? Is this growing the relationship? Is this growing the strength of the relationship, or the love that we have for one another? I think that was the thing with maybe my unique situation in a way. Yeah. To outline maybe what I'm talking about is the beginning of my relationship. There was someone in it, and then the challenge of my relationship is whether I'm good enough to replace the person who is there and to be in the relationship afterwards, and it wasn't a challenge for that was placed kind of again from my partner to say, hey, I am a person, therefore are you good enough to take him away from me?
Yeah.
It was, okay, I'm in a relationship and this person is known by the family and the family loved him. So now the issue is, how do we move from them loving you now? Knowing that I'm coming in replacement of that guy, so that was my challenge. So it was the test of our relationship and the love that we had for each other. So I think that was the plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the love. Because most guys, okay, we women, we talk.
Yeah.
I don't want to lie. When I have from friends, like we talk, I don't want to lie to you. But with guys, there's always that line, or I can say it's a boundary, I don't know, that you guys don't want to cross by talking to people or finding help when it comes to relationship, you understand? But is it worth it keeping it that way?
It's not, because it's not good for the relationship. True. I would like to think, if you're keeping something and you're not dealing with it, it's not good for the relationship. Either you speak about it to your partner or you speak to someone that you trust. So it's always important to have those people. And I think what's most important as well to know that everyone outside of relationship is not there to make decisions about your relationship, but to help you make decisions in your relationship. So it's good to go to a friend and say, I'm dealing with this. Am I right in doing this about it? You know, if they agree or if they give you maybe a better sort of explanation or advice on top of what you already had, then take that and then go implement it in your relationship. But don't go and then say, I'm dealing with this, and then they say, yeah, that's girls, modam or something like that. That's not. Yeah, that's
not
bad.
an advice.
Man. That's not an advice, and that's why we have so many problems as guys, because we have maybe generally as people, maybe black people, that we literally go to people who are gonna give you the worst advice that you can get, and then take those and then gonna implement them in a relationship in the wrong way. So when I go and seek advice, I already have a solution that I want to know if it's a good one or not. If it's not, then help me, direct me, you know, and don't change my decision. Yeah. If my decision was to end the relationship, I would have ended it. So my decision has always been, how do I fix it? Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Because with us, okay, me as a woman, count myself as a woman, most of the time, whenever I'm facing a challenge, I always find myself excluding myself from the problem, let me put it that way, wanting to see if I was in someone's shoes, how will I face this problem, you know, things like that. How will I deal with this problem? Hence you just said, you are able to go to someone with a solution already in your mind. This is what I want to do as people, and what do you think? Not thank you. Move on. So with me, I always do that. But one thing I've learned with the relationship and marriage or whatever it is, as an individual, if there's a challenge that you face, you can't be strong enough for the other person if you're not strong enough for yourself. Understand? But with guys, I find guys very challenging, you know, when it comes to that, because of your guys are always wearing the armor. I'm a man. I don't cry. I don't do this. I don't do that. But why?
There's pro and cons to acting that way. You shouldn't act unnecessarily strong.
True.
And you shouldn't be too soft. I think we've always preached, don't teach men that they should cry or they shouldn't cry or something like that. But there are situations where you need to be vocal about what's happening. We speak a lot in my relationship. We speak so much that the speaking becomes the fight that we have, you know, or the lack of speaking becomes the fight that we have, you know. So I find that constructive, because if you don't speak and then deal with, you end up doing things that you regret or that end the relationship itself. So, if you are a human being, always have a support structure. Always, maybe find yourself. I think with the example that you just gave, when you take yourself out of a situation, you imagine yourself as another person that maybe might see a situation with a sober mind. So now find that person with yourself in that situation. Find the person who would look at that situation with a sober mind and then give you the advice that you maybe would give yourself. And that would be a perfect world, or that would be good for a relationship. You know? If you don't have those, then find them, man.
True.
Yeah.
So in this 8 years relationship,
Yeah.
I'm definitely sure there's a problem that you've once encountered, not with her, but with you, which you thought, well, you know what, maybe if I can just shift from the problem, or maybe if I can just take a break from the problem, the paper that I want to be. Understand?
Maybe not entirely.
Yeah.
Give an example.
More like, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Okay, with women, we always encounter in-laws problems and everything.
Yeah.
And there are women who are strong enough to say, I can face this problem till the end.
Yeah.
There are women who like, I can't deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
Understand? And with you in a relationship, which problem is it that you said, you know what, okay, face it, a problem, eh? I went through, maybe it took longer than any other problem, and it came to a point where you were like, you know what, if it's not working out, it's not for me.
Okay. I'm a man who's faced in-law problems.
Okay.
I would like to think there aren't, or not there aren't, but there are many men or guys who are faced with that. First of all, guys, we complain about lobola. You know, Hore, it's overpriced sometimes. We complain about the little things that involve maybe in-law, relationships. But I've always faced. It wasn't in-law to begin with. It was parents of my girlfriend. So that's difficult to come
The
into.
principals.
Yeah, because you don't go into a relationship and just date the girl and then it's only her for the rest of your life. And there's different situations that you get into. As I said, I got into that situation when there was already someone there in the picture who was a great person.
Okay.
He was too great for his own good. He was a church guy. Yeah. You go to church. There's a guy at church who's there. He's an usher.
Mr. Too Good.
Yeah. And then he's dating you. And then you see an Eric outside. And then you fall for that.
For the Eric.
For the Eric. And then how do you come back and then convince your parents, listen, this usher is not the guy for me.
Yeah.
This one might be, So I think that began the whole struggle. Okay, cool, sharp. We don't see it as that. Prove it to us. Yeah. We were used to this guy. We don't want this guy. Now that's your problem. We don't want to see him. We don't, those type of things, those type of words. And then now you would have to prove with maybe the strength of the relationship, the actions. Are you serious? Are you going to remain that Eric from outside? Or are you going to come in and then open yourself up to maybe not what they used to, but expose them to you? Yeah, sometimes we're going to go and pretend and be like, okay, cool. You were dating this usher guy, let me go and be the usher guy. Yeah, but sometimes I was like, okay, this was the guy. Let me see what was about this guy. I'm not going to be this guy. I'm going to be myself, but I'm going to expose myself to them, to see me as myself as well.
Not the
Not
usher,
the Eric. Yeah.
Because I think that's, okay, I know that most of the time in relationships, this time like the in-laws.
Yeah.
Right? Because
it's
of
marriages.
Yeah, marriages.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Marriages. This time like the in-laws most of the time, because they always wanna, I don't know if I can say oppress their own decisions or the way they saw things, the way they look at them.
Yeah.
Because of with us, I talk. My husband knows how I talk. And if I don't like something, I'm the type of person who's always confronting the situation in hand before like overly inputs and everything. I want to deal with it now. But now, with your situation, because of it was the girls' principals who were taking over, was it really hard for you to say, let's fight for our relationship? Let's prove to them, because you said you had to prove the Eric, not the Ash. The Eric is now here.
Can you repeat the question? The last part is did I have to fight for the
Yes, did you have to
relationship?
fight? Like, did you have to be, as you said, you had to prove yourself.
Yeah.
Did you have to go through everything saying, you know what, this is me, this is what I want, and I love your daughter in such a way. If you don't accept me, then I think I'm going to step away. Or if you don't accept me, I'm going in full force.
Okay. In any challenge, in any argument, I think it's smart for people involved to see, am I making sense on my side? And should I keep fighting? You know, so you always bring it back to yourself and your partner to say, first of all, there needs to be a foundation.
Yeah.
First of all, do I love you? Right? If I love you, yes, yeah. Then our battle, it's not my battle against your side of the family or her battle against my side of my family. It's our battle against whatever is against this relationship, you know. So, and one thing I think with any relationship, you learn the person. A relationship shouldn't change you, but you need to learn what it is that I need to do in order to keep this relationship, right? Example, you are a church-going girl. I wouldn't want to come and not have you go to church anymore. So I'm not a church-going person. I need to go find out what is it that you find in me. Yeah. So now
Nice.
it's I need to live your life and learn your ways of living, and then you would have to maybe learn my ways of living, you know, and make sure my ways of living are not toxic, are not bad, in a way. So if my ways is proper, you will take it. If her ways is proper, then I will take it. So I literally went in and converted and be like, okay, cool. I like this place, you know. I think I can learn a lot here. I'm staying, and then now
I'll be the Asha now.
Not really, but yeah. But yes, I'll be in there. Yeah, maybe I'll be somewhere Kakoleka type. Or clean the windows. I don't want to be an Asha.
Also, you don't want to replace the Asha.
No, that's one other thing. In relationships, that's the other thing that makes it a problem as well. Is you are given that expectation that you need to be like another person, or yes, it's either you should be that person, or you need to be like him, you know, and you shouldn't go in there. I hate this whole thing when girls are like, hey, I've gone through this and this and this and this. I don't want you to take me through the same thing.
Yeah.
For me, in order to not take you through the same thing, you shouldn't tell me, because I know now I'm gonna fall into that trap of taking you through the same thing. So I would want to get in a relationship as myself, so that if I hurt you or I make you happy, I do that as myself. I don't do that as me not trying to be the other person, you know. So that's what I loved about this relationship. I came there as me, I remained as me, I'm still myself, and now I am sort of accepted as that, you know. I'm not, it's not like I changed, now I brush other people's shoes so that I can get into the...
Can you imagine you brushing other shoes?
Yo. So if you're go to the in-laws so that I can visit one time a week. No, I don't do it. But I know, man. They should accept you as yourself. Yeah, I have a son now, and I would like for him to be accepted as himself, not because of other people's standards.
True.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't think I have any questions. I've learned a lot, but there's one thing I think. Okay, for me, I think you need to advise guys.
Yeah.
Because of at this point we're living in a time whereby most of the relationships, they're leaning on material things. They're leaning on families who, if more approve, it means Lena as well. I think please give an advice to guys. People are suffering because they're crying, but they don't want to be heard. They don't want to be heard because they're thinking it's our style.
Yeah. It's only gonna be worse. That's the truth.
Yeah.
In a way, but we need to. I don't know. I get with the times.
Okay.
I'm not saying provide anything,
Yeah.
but I've spoken about the debate. When you get in a relationship, there needs to be that debate. Okay, cool. Where am I standing, and are you accepting me with where I am standing? Right. I was fortunate enough to find a person who is not materialistic. I would like to think. So it's not like every other guy is not gonna find that same person unless they wanna be me, and it's not gonna happen. So it's finding where you are. I have found, okay, cool. I know where I am. So if I get in a relationship with anyone, they need to know where I am, and yeah. So that's another agreement. A relationship is an agreement to say, okay, cool. What do we want from one another? If you want material things, then I should have the strength and the power to move away. To say, okay, cool. I can't give you that. Therefore, I'll move away. Yes. And we've come into this mentality, Vele, to say, okay, I need to work hard so that I take care of women, or I can provide, or I can have many women like me, which is a bad thing, because you are feeding already into this sort of idea that women like material thing. So if you're going to work hard and then give it freely, you're not making any changes. And so that's why I'm saying it's only going to get worse if there are people who are still feeding into that idea. So if you are able to communicate yourself, and then people are able to accept you for yourself, then yeah, I think it's easy I'm not desperate for a relationship. It's easy to leave a person. Yeah, I've dated many people before, and they would know that. I think I had a girl once who knew I wasn't working, and then I would call her when I had money, and then because she had a bit of money, she would call, and then she started complaining about that. I was like, but you know the situation.
Yeah.
And then I stopped calling. And so I think for me, I'm proud of the strength that I had to stop that.
Nice.
So I think if we have the strength to do for yourself what you can do for yourself and not expect people to do that, and then a great world, it would be what we live in. Yeah.
I think we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if you still have a lot.
I don't know, man.
I think that's our episode 2 thing.
Yeah.
And cover everything that we didn't cover.
Yes, yes. I think
but
maybe.
So far,
yeah.
So far, I'm really happy with everything. And from what I've learned today, it's your relationship shouldn't rely on the problems that you're facing. Shouldn't rely on the people around you, your surroundings, but it should rely on the love. And the most important thing is having a foundation for your relationship, because of tornado, whatever it is. And if you guys are not strong enough to fight whatever it is that you are facing, it means it will just break the two of you into pieces.
Yeah. I once gave an example to my girlfriend. My wife now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, you see I'm in a boat. You wanna get into this boat because you like me, right? And we're making this relationship. And you're leaving another boat for this boat, right? And you are aware of the sport that you're getting yourself into. So please know that the sport needs the both of us to row or whatever boats do in order to get to whatever destination that we both need to get to, right? In that journey, whatever boat you might have left, know that it might turn into a yacht, it might turn into a ship.
Wow.
You know, are you gonna jump from this raft now and then go back because that one that you don't need any rowing inside of it? Or are you gonna row into this one and row yourself into a yacht or a ship? You know, so that's one other thing where we need that in a relationship where we appreciate where we are and we are willing to work hard to go to where we want to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we need to keep that advice because, wow, I didn't think of it that way, honestly speaking. Like, as you're saying it now, I'm like, wow, we still have a lot of learning to do, guys. Whether you're married, whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship, there's still a lot of learning to do. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and be part of the family. Hit the notification button. Today I was joined by Eric Paper, your Twitter handle, your Instagram, your Facebook account.
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And I handle them well. So, Eric Paper on both accounts, man.
And with me is Dineo Precious Motlhokwane on Facebook and Instagram. See you next time.